how do you manage to always post and you post quality content?
I get opportunities through being consistent. So this is where the drive comes from. I'm writing a book that's going to be gifted to parents who are parenting the boy child. I feel like we have underparented the boy child and we've overparented the girl child. What happens to the girl child that only got educated to a certain level, and then they are married to an intellect? They're married to someone who has a high post. They're married to a billionaire.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they are just saying, okay, I am in my comfort zone. They don't know how to interpret any financial statements. They don't know how to bring out any intellectual conversations.
Hello and welcome to the podcast Let's Talk with myself, Modigai Kamanga. And today I've got an interesting guest, someone that I've been interacting with on social media, mostly Facebook, and I admire what she does. The reason I call her here. And I don't want to introduce her, but I would want her to introduce herself, because if I introduce her, I might say things that she doesn't want me to say, or I might miss some of the things. So everybody, welcome Nicole Rovimbo Marara. You can introduce yourself to our viewers.
All right. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm excited and delighted and honored to be here. My name is Nicole Ruimbo Marara. I am an executive support professional, stroke a general manager, and I do run two companies. Ruimbo Consultancy, it deals with careers, your CVs. We are there grooming you in terms of your careers. I do run Shanda Initiative that deals with female entrepreneurs and male entrepreneurs at all stages of your business journeys. I excel most at idea execution. If an idea is thrown on the floor, I'm able to pick it up, run with it, and execute it well. That's all about me.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for the introduction. So one thing that is very interesting when I look at you, or every time I wake up in the morning, or each time I open up my Facebook, is a post from Nicole Rubibomarara. And you've not only been doing that for a month or for a week, you've been doing it for years. And I tried to go to your Facebook, Nicole Marara, right? I tried to scroll down to see when you started doing it. I want to tell you that I got tired. And you've been one of the people that I follow who have been very consistent in posting, and that shows the professionalism in what you are doing. So how do you manage to always post, and you post quality content? How do you manage to keep posting quality content that you post every day?
Okay. Thank you so much for following through,
Yeah.
following through my content. So
Yes.
I do post consistently on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. I
Mm.
Consistency pays my bills. I
Yeah.
get opportunities through being consistent.
Mm.
So this is where the drive comes from. I do use the tools that the social media platforms have given us. I
Mm.
schedule my posts. So I schedule my posts. Now I've also got a website that's running. So I create content. I've got a day where I sit down and I create content for all my platforms,
Mm.
right? As much as Rainbow Consultants now has a virtual assistant behind it, a lady I'm working with, but the content comes from me. So you can imagine.
Mm. Mm.
So I
Yeah.
make sure I produce content, and if I'm hitting on a certain topic, I look at how it fits into my personal brand.
Mm.
I look at how it fits into my professional brand, which is LinkedIn. I look at how it then fits into the initiatives that I'm running.
Mm.
Then I curate content and I schedule on all platforms. Though my VA then comes in to schedule on the company pages, but for my personal profile and LinkedIn, I do schedule myself.
Wow, that's very interesting, because the quality of content you post is not just normal Facebook post. Facebook is a tool, because I remember when I myself joined Facebook, that was in 2011. That time it was just we heard from other people when we were in high school that you go on Facebook, you meet old friends that you went to primary school with, and all those things. That's how I joined Facebook. And then over the years, you start thinking, oh, I can post this, or maybe 2, 3 days, and you leave it. I've not been consistent with one thing. It's also one thing that I want to work on. So, when did you discover that Facebook is a tool that you can use in your hand to be productive? Can you explain to me when you realize that Facebook is quite a tool that you can use?
I think it was in 2022 after I actually graduated,
Mm,
because that's when I started these initiatives. And I saw, okay, so for me, it's not particularly about the monetization that Facebook has. It's
mhm,
actually the business and the relationship that I build from my posts.
mm,
So I noticed that I would just say out my thoughts in an authentic way, and then I would get an overwhelming response.
okay.
And then I noticed, okay, this is something that's building up. And at first, I've got mistakes that I made. Like, I didn't really know then how to create my content and the like. But
Mm,
I then ventured into remote mentorship, where I look at someone on the
mm,
internet, how
mm.
they do their things, and then I start learning from them.
Okay.
So back then in 2021, 2022, most of my posts were shared posts. I would reshare posts from other people.
All
And
right.
then I started then writing content. And believe you me, it has really worked for me. That's why I'm really consistent.
Yeah, I see. So, but are you a writer outside of Facebook? Were you a writer even in school that you would write poems, something that is, valuable, that's seen as valuable to your groups and stuff?
Yes. So from a very young age, my mom says I'm never the girl who would play with doors or have the whatever. When
Yeah.
I was still a kid, I would always be writing. I would write on walls. I would be writing on every book that I find. I was writing, and then when I got to primary school, I would always get the English prize. I would
Mm,
always get the essay competition things. That was my area. When I got to high school, it was booming. When I would write an essay, it would be something that my English teacher would say, how did you think of this? How did you come
mm.
up with such a perfect essay? So English and writing was my area. So I've seen, yeah, now I'm seeing, okay, okay. I've always been
Wow.
a writer.
Wow. Wow. So it's something that you were born with.
Yes, because my mom always says when I was young, I would always write.
Mm,
She at first she would buy coloring books. I would
mm.
end up writing in the
In
coloring
those
books.
books.
So then she ended up buying me books with lines at a very young age, and I would
You're right.
just be writing.
Okay, that's that's very interesting. But do you still have some of those writings now?
I'll
Those
ask
writings,
my
maybe
mom.
she kept something for you.
Yes, I'll ask her. I know she has her archives. I'll really dig deep into that.
Wow, that's wonderful. I saw a post that you posted, I think some few months, if I'm not mistaken, where you say that you are writing a book. Will you be able to share some of the information that in terms of the book that you are writing, if possible?
Okay, so I'm writing a book that's gonna be gifted to parents who are parenting the boy child. I feel like we have underparented the boy child and we've overparented the girl child.
Okay, child.
So this book is talking to both the boy child and the girl child, but it's really hitting more on the boy child. And then I do bring balance by bringing in
Mm,
some lessons for the girl child. And it's been going on well. My copy editor is working on it. We reviewed some chapters in the past week, and we are now building on to the other chapters. So it's just having me say things I think we should unlearn, relearn,
mm,
and some things that we should learn. As much as I'm not a parent yet, but
yeah.
I do then deal with a lot of male people. And I thought, okay, let me just pen down my thoughts and see how it goes. It also has where you can journal
Mm,
your thoughts after you've read a certain chapter. It also has prayers in there for people
mm.
who are raising the boy child.
Okay. So, what do you think lacks in a boy child? Because you are explaining to me that a boy child is under parented. What do you think lacks in boys? Because in this world today, we see that most of the people and most of the activists, they talk about girls and women a lot. other than boys. They say that boys have opportunities, boys have excelled better than women or girls. Uh, what do you think in your in the way you see it? Is underparented on the boy child.
Okay. So I think we now have an imbalance. We so much talked about empowering the girl child, which is a
Mm,
beautiful thing. We empower the girl child. We empower the girl child.
mm,
And we forgot then that this girl child would need to be handled by a male person at some
mm,
point in their lives. They'll need to interact with a male person. They're gonna work with a co-worker who's male.
mm,
And then in that area, then now we do have a lot of empowered women. But what then happens to the boy child who does not see empowerment, who does not understand empowerment, who cannot stand empowerment, who sees empowerment as a threat?
mm.
So this is an area I see a lot in the different corridors that I walk in and work in.
And then now, looking at what you do and what you've been doing in recent weeks, you've been going out with the girls on the round tables. And so, have you ever done something with the boys, or are you planning? Is there something that you're planning with the boys as well? Because I've seen that you have been going also with women. You've been posting about mothers at home that they should also do something. But I haven't seen something about if you're planning anything with the boys, because this book is talking about the boys, and it seems like we're talking much more about the boys, empowering the boy child, because no one is standing for the boy child. Are you planning something for, or maybe for us? I'm a boy as well.
I've been planning on it. I think it's something I need to execute. Just when you said it, you struck a chord. I
Mm,
think I should also have a round table with the males, coming through and we talk about different issues. I
mm.
should also have something with the teen boy. See, I've said I'm with teen girls. So yeah, I should definitely plan something on that.
Yes, because we've been, or we are waiting. We're now waiting, since also you've said that you're planning. You have to invite us as well. So uh, let's go to career development and coaching that you do. I've seen that most of the people in I'm just gonna go to churches. They see a girl child as nothing. That's why I was saying that I'm surprised that you are talking about a boy child instead of the girl child. But it seems like many people do not want to empower girls as much as they do with boys, because you see in churches, there's many churches that do that kind of thing, or people in the churches that they only make sure that the boy child gets to the university. They do masters, they do everything, but the girl child, once they reach grade 7, it's done. Once they reach form 4, it's done. Form 6 is done. That's good enough for you. So what do you think should be done? Because I'm seeing that this is a big problem and a big challenge that we are having these days. And recently, I'm sorry to go back to a post that I posted recently about girls only waiting for a man to come, waiting for marriage. Please, can you say something? Can you talk to me about that? If you've got any insights, that kind of thing that's happening. Mm,
Thank you for bringing this up. It's quite interesting to look at and think. We
mm,
need to unlearn a lot of things, right? We need to unlearn, and we actually need to realign with a lot of things to also
mm,
do empower the girl child. I mean, in terms of learning and the like. I saw your post on
mm.
waiting for marriage, and a lot of people then came and misinterpreted it. And
Yeah.
so early in the thing, I posted talking about how there are some teachings that are done in bridal showers that I
Mm,
don't totally agree with, where we are saying it's okay to teach a girl child how to dish a plate and
mm,
have a beautiful
mm,
table presentation, but are we also equipping them to then be able to read through a financial statement? What happens to the girl child that only got educated to a certain level
Mm.
And then they are married to an intellect. They're married to someone who has a high post. They're married to a
Mm.
billionaire.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they are just saying, okay, I am in my comfort zone. They don't know how to interpret any financial statements. They
Mm.
don't know how to bring out any intellectual conversations.
Mm.
So what then happens to the billionaire when he meets a secretary who matches his intellect? An
Mm.
intellectual capacity is a thing. It's
Yeah.
a thing that can make people to disagree, you know. It's also part of what builds attraction. So
Mm.
what needs to be done is we need to relearn a lot as society,
Yeah.
and really then also revise the syllabus that's used for those bridal showers.
Mm.
I feel as if the girl child is equipped more to lose their individuality.
Mm.
Yet we are saying, okay, yes, you're getting into a union, you're becoming one flesh, but you're also an individual who has their interests, their hobbies, a future.
Mm. Yeah.
And what happens if life happens?
Mm.
And maybe your spouse is involved in a car accident,
Mm.
then you are left there as the father and mother. Then what happens? How
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
the girl
You
child
remember?
prepare
Yeah.
for this?
You remember? There's a saying that people say when they talk about women working or being empowered. They say that if you are a woman, you are under a man and you are working, you are not working, you are a housewife only, nothing else. You don't know anything, but your man is working. You can only start working once your man is dead. Then my question, how are you going to start working when you don't have any experience as a woman? Your man is gone. And what are you going to do after that? Because no, let's say you are married at 20, right? You stayed with your husband for 15 years. By the time your husband is gone, you are now 35. Which company is going to take you without experience at that age? Because at 35, you are gone.
You're gone.
You are
You're gone. Definitely.
Well, if I have a
Definitely you're
company, I
gone.
want to I want to employ someone that is young and fresh. If I've got someone who's 35 years, that person should be in my company already. You see.
Yes, yes, definitely. This is why I gave an example to say, okay, if I
Mm.
get into a welding shop and I ask the
Mm.
administrator, "Do you know a welding rod?" And they're like,
Mhm.
"No, I don't know. I don't know a welding rod because I'm not the welder here. I'm the administrator." I
Mm.
would be very shocked
Yeah.
to say, okay, why are you not growing interest in welding just so that you know the basics? You know.
Yes, and you are
Ye-
the one that's selling also that the welding rods.
Yes, exactly. So how are you then how are you then marketing it to the clients that are coming through?
Yes, I remember when I was there was a time I was working with this guy as a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know nothing about the cars, but he was my friend. Now I had to sometimes he say, "Let's go there. I need to go fix my car, a car there." Then I would go with him, and I think we did that for a month. That was the time of COVID. So I ended up knowing a lot of things about cars because I was following him. I was interested to know how does the engine work, you see. So, but it seems like most of the people that are in marriage, especially women, they don't want to, or maybe it's the husbands that are not empowering them. What do you think happened
I
in,
think I
in,
think
in marriage in terms of
there are
those
two
things?
scenarios.
Uh,
There are two scenarios. There's a crop of people.
mm,
Let me put it across as people who just don't want to know about things.
mm,
There's a certain post that I shared on Facebook where a certain lady was saying she went into an area that's being recently developed and there are new stands there.
mm,
And she was asking these women, I need to go to number ABCD. Can you please direct me? And
mm,
then the women were like, we don't know that number. And she then asked those women to say, okay, are you the owner of the stand? They're like,
mm,
yes, it's my husband and I bought the stand. And she's like, what number is the stand? And then that
mm,
lady was like, I don't know. I can you don't know where you stay every day, you don't know the number of that stand. And then that lady was like, I don't know, I would have to call my husband at work and ask him because he does these things. So
mm,
there is a crop of people who
mm, mm.
decide to just not be informed.
Aye.
There is a certain person who doesn't even know their ID number. For some reason, they just don't know their ID number. There are some people who at 40 years old, they haven't collected their ordinary level certificate. They just haven't done it. If you ask them, they were not in arrears. That school is not far away. They had an opportunity to collect, but for some reason, they
Mm,
just didn't.
mm,
So let's
mm.
picture this crop of women. It's then both men and women, but let's capture it now as a wife. There
Yeah.
is a person who just doesn't care.
Mm, mm,
they know their husband runs companies. She's not interested in knowing anything. She's
mm.
just interested in getting the bank card, going to swipe,
Yeah, going to show.
and use the money. And I know of someone who was given an opportunity to
Mm,
go to school by their husband. They said no, I don't want to. I don't. That's why I'm like, no, you see, I've got this ABCD. I would need you. They're like, no,
mm.
I just don't want to. And that person actually engaged me. So, okay, are you able to just talk to her? But she just didn't want to. Eh,
So there's people who just don't want to, and there's also those with no opportunities. Some may
yes.
want to do it, and that's. I was talking to Tapua recently, Tapua Makosa,
Okay.
and asked him to share some of the opportunities because he's get some opportunities in terms of scholarships and stuff. So I was asking him to also bring that to the audience so that people, those that don't have opportunities, get the chance. Like at the post, there's also posts that you used to post. I'm not sure these days if you have posted anything recently about education is not really about going to use it. It's not only going to, these days it's quite easy because you can just get your phone or your laptop, you go where there's internet, you search. There's a lot of websites that you can go and look for something, a skill to do, you see. So because I think people now, some people, they are stuck thinking that on only education that I need now is a degree,
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
when in fact you don't really need it, especially these days. You don't really need it. If you have it, yes, we thank God that you have it. But if you don't have it, there's also opportunities that you can also seek out there. You see, can you also tell
Definitely.
us about the those websites that you, and maybe give also insights about those kind of skills that people may need?
Okay. Like you see, this podcast that we're having,
Mm,
it's a form of education. If
mm,
someone is to go through this very
yeah,
educative content, they'll pick up
yeah,
one or two.
correct.
Yes. And I'm always saying, I think everyone should have a LinkedIn profile.
Mm,
You know, LinkedIn is there is so much you can be exposed to.
mm,
There is a lot of funding
yeah.
that you get on different sites, a lot of scholarship sharing, tips, a lot of skills, even writing skills.
Oh.
You can learn them through LinkedIn. They have my live sessions there. Those live sessions, you can pick
Mm,
up one or two. You can connect to someone in another country that can drop in a skill. And there's a
mm,
lot to learn. Like recently, I was hosting workshops where we would actually teach women how to draft a professional email.
mm.
Believe you me, there are a lot of people who cannot draft an email.
Eh,
There are a lot of people who cannot attach a document to an email.
mm,
So these are some of the soft skills: being able to speak to people, to negotiate with people. I was complimenting someone,
mm,
and I was telling them that, you really handle yourself well in conversations. It's a skill that you learn.
mm, mm.
It's, yeah, I
Yeah,
know there's a lot of it comes naturally,
yeah.
but it's those skills, because you should be able to expose yourself to environments where you are a continuous learner.
Mm,
um Listening is a skill.
mm,
There are
mm,
some people who can listen.
mm, correct.
They just can't listen. And so social media has not exposed us to a lot of things. Now we even have food recipes that just a click away. You
Mm,
just go on YouTube, you type any recipe you'd want to make, they give you the ingredients, the method of making it. And people are making billions from sitting on their laptops and
mm.
being connected to the internet. So there's a lot of knowledge there. It's out there. And university and YouTube is one of the biggest universities
Yes.
that you can be exposed to.
Mm. But now people will think that maybe YouTube doesn't give me a certificate. If even if I learn something, how am I going to expose myself to companies or to people? There are some people, before you do something, they want to see if maybe you qualify for this job.
Oh, okay. So there are learning sites like Coursera, Alison, we've got edX, where
Mm,
you can actually go learn and get a certification. And so sometimes it's not always about getting like a certificate. Even
mm,
if you learn something on YouTube, it can be a skill that you've built, which you can list under
yeah.
your skills list. You can add on
Okay.
to that.
So that because I remember there was a time I started working where I'm still working right now. That time, so it wasn't that busy. So when I got there, there was another guy that was also working, a guy from Malawi, and the company was not busy. So I came there whenever we were not busy. I would use my laptop to search for something else. So there's this guy. He came and he opened my eyes. He's an accountant. He came and he say, "Where is?" Because that guy was not coming to work because it was not busy. And then if he doesn't come to work, maybe he's sleeping at home, just doing something that is not productive. So that guy came to me and said, you know, since it's not busy like this, he could have gone online and look for something to make money whilst he's also already making money at work. Because at work they're
Mm,
paying you, but you are not so busy. You can use that time to do
mm.
something else. So this guy opened my eyes that time. That was 2018. And that's when I started learning about those websites you're talking about, Coursera and stuff. I went on.
Okay.
I did a small course there at Coursera. That was an IT course. It was a very small course. I think it was 6 weeks or something like that. I got those certificates from Coursera. I'm not sure if they are recognized out there, but at least it's a course that you can list under your main course. You say like myself, I'm a digital artist, I'm a graphic designer. So with those courses, I can always list it. This is I've got a skill also of doing this. I can do this, and tell you what, I was hired to do some work online with
Wow.
that course. So you see,
Wow.
so there's no nowadays there's nothing you can say I'm limited to do this. I can't do this because there's everything that you need for you to succeed, you see.
Definitely. There's a lot online that you can do, and there are so many opportunities waiting for you. They're just
Mm,
waiting for you to untap them, to just discover them. Like you rightfully saying, you got an online gig. And I
yeah.
mean, that's something. So I'm currently enrolled in a digital marketing class
Mm,
that's been running for like 6 months.
okay.
And graphic designing comes in handy. If you can
Mhm,
make
yeah.
good graphics, it can be something that can make you earn from anywhere that you are.
That's very true.
And we've had people who have shared their journeys because the class actually brings in alumni,
Mm,
people who said, I started without a laptop. I started making flyers on my phone. I made money. I bought a laptop, and now
mm,
they're getting online gigs and the like.
mm.
So it all depends on how you use your time. There are some
Yeah.
people who use their data to be following up on online gossip, and who's dating who has broken up with who,
Yeah,
who's
that's the
wearing
challenge.
what and the like. And
Eh,
I've always given this example. It might seem a bit, harsh, but I'm always saying there are people who have Snapchat in their phone, but they don't have LinkedIn, but they've got Snapchat all the time to be using all the colorful filters in there. But the same data can be redirected to something,
mm,
something productive. I'm not saying life is always for you to be serious, but
mm.
don't then complain about I'm not getting this, but you have access to something little and you're misusing it.
Yes, yes, that's true. So I want to talk about social media in a different way. I want to talk about, since we are mostly talking about life success and work and stuff. Uh, there is monetization on social media. There's YouTube, Facebook. I'm not sure about Instagram. Instagram is a bit hard for me.
Mm.
I feel
Same here.
I feel comfortable when I'm on Facebook or when I'm on YouTube. And then where there is Twitter, which is X now, eh, I find myself when I go to X, I just consume content, mostly news. Okay, what's happening in the political world? I need to know what's happening. But there is monetization if you are a content creator. And I've seen many people earning from it, living from it. So, but there's a joke that I put on Facebook. I think about 1 or 2 years ago, I used to post about iPhones a lot, but I stopped doing that.
Yes,
I
I
stopped doing.
remember.
So there's a joke that I put: if you are joking on Facebook and you are not getting paid, you are doing something wrong.
Mm,
And someone
mm.
came to me on and saying what you're doing is wrong because you want people to start doing skits. And but I'm just saying the truth because some other people are posting and getting paid.
Mhm, mhm.
Why are you posting for free?
For free.
Why are you posting for free? You must get and people think that we want money a lot. No, if there's an opportunity to make money, use it.
Let's make it. Yes, use it.
Let's use it. If I can get $1 from a post, why not make more posts so that I can 5 posts a day, I get $5. You see? So can
Definitely, yeah.
yes, can you please also tell us a lot about what other youths can do to make money, because now we don't, like, let's take for example in Zim, there's not enough jobs for
Mm,
people. Even if you are educated, you might not find a job, or you find a job, the company pays you after 3 months.
mhm,
You
mhm,
see, but
mhm.
Facebook is there. They don't miss. If they say they're paying you on Friday, they'll pay you on Friday.
On Friday. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I've seen a lot of content creators that have risen to the extent of building homes,
Mm,
buying properties through content creation.
mm,
With social media, you need to position yourself accurately. And
yeah.
you need to know what you want to be known for.
Mm-hmm.
And why are you going there? For what reason? To serve who? What
Mm,
is your target audience? You know, and you can push through it. It
yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean that, because someone might say in Zimbabwe it's not, like we don't have monetization and the like.
Mm,
Monetization can come in the form of referrals. Like you're
yes.
posting your work consistently, you've
Mm,
created that digital footprint, so you get a lot of referrals. And to me, that's monetization.
mm,
But I would also want to encourage the youths not to lose themselves in the process of doing it,
yes, correct.
because with social media there is a lot that goes on, so you need to come up. When you're coming to social, when I come and post, I've got a clear strategy.
Mm-hmm.
This is why no matter how much a certain issue is burning, you
Mm,
might not see my comment on it, you
yes.
might not
Yeah.
see my thoughts on it,
Mm,
because I'm known for a certain thing.
yeah.
I'm staying in my lane. I'm building a certain brand,
Mm-hmm.
and that brand requires me to behave in a certain way.
Yes, and it has values.
It
Mm,
has values, it has
mm,
principles, and
yeah.
there is a certain line that works for me and brings me income. So I
Mm,
stick to that.
yes.
And believe you me, every post I make generates income.
Mm-hmm.
It brews a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
It brings about a meaningful relationship.
Yeah.
And that's how I work with social media.
Mm-hmm.
I've been lucky enough to have my parents guiding me through. I also do have people who
Mm-hmm.
then, tell me to loosen up the strings, tighten up the strings. There are certain topics I have a lot of opinions on, but I've
Mm,
never posted on social
yeah,
media,
yeah, yeah.
because it's not bringing me any dollar.
Mm,
It's not aligning with what I'm doing there. It's not in touch with my personal brand.
yeah. Yeah. So it's something that you said about monetization in Zim, that Zim Facebook does not have monetization. I've seen several people from Zim making money,
Mm.
monetization out of it. My Facebook account, I opened it when I was in Zim 2011. And when I came to South Africa here, I was able to change it to South Africa. And I've got a friend of mine who's also in Zim. He's doing Facebook. He's a funny guy, so he's good with those kind of funny videos. And he, he gave me his account to log it here in South Africa and change it to South Africa.
Yes,
Once I
that's
changed it, you can still access his account. I just deleted it from my phone because I don't want it. Don't want to do anything to do with it.
it. Okay.
I just helped him to get his monetization. So
Yes, definitely.
people shouldn't hide behind that. Oh no, there is no monetization in Zim. No, if you're already making the TikToks or already making the Facebook skits,
Mhm.
get monetized. Make sure
Yes.
you monetized. If I'm not encouraging people to go and do skits, like some of those are dirty skits, which
Yeah.
is not acceptable. But if you are already making skits, or if you are already doing something, get monetized. You see?
Definitely. And
Yeah.
there's always a way. There's always someone willing
It's
to help you.
always a way. There's always a way. So, lastly, I want to touch on artificial intelligence.
Okay.
I'm sure, obviously, you are on Facebook and websites that you're running. Uh, what do you think of artificial intelligence? Some people are saying it's going to take our jobs. Some people are saying that it's going to, make our lives difficult. But what do you think of artificial intelligence?
I think it came to make life easier for us. And
Mm,
it's not taking anyone's job. It
yeah.
will take the jobs of those people who decide not to upskill themselves.
Mm,
Those who are adamant to information
mm,
and want to remain in the same place. I myself actually went deep into AI. I wanted to understand how it works as much as I was using it in my day to day. But I wanted to expose myself to knowledge. And I went through a course that took me weeks,
mm,
and now I have a better understanding of it. So it's not taking anyone's job. It's not here to mess around with us. It's there for us to make life easier. If you look at other European countries, they are really using it to their advantage,
mm,
especially the youth.
mm.
So maybe not case our blessing
Yeah.
in the day where we're supposed to be benefiting from it. And to my country people, may they not comment from a point of poverty. There's always a girl who says, please don't comment from a point of poverty.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not exposed to certain things, you always think they're working against you.
Mm, mm.
But they are not. They're there to help you. So expose yourself, get to understand what AI is, how does it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a graphic designer. I was talking to my boss, I think, mm, some 2 weeks ago. So there's some there's something that I did, and he said that no, you shouldn't be doing like that. Uh, there is a way that you can. He showed me this website that we can utilize for our work. So I asked him, I said, "What do you think of AI? What do you think is going to happen?" Then he said that for now, AI is not yet. This is a graphic designer, so he's asking. He's saying AI is not yet good as in graphic design as the human eye or the human touch.
Mm.
So the most important thing that we can do now is to invest in AI. So when it comes, we use it for to our advantage. You see. So and I was also listening to another podcast also this recently, I think on Monday. This guy was saying that AI, artificial intelligence, is going to is going after every job if you don't know how to use it. The plumbers
Definitely.
they think they are safe and
Mm,
continue on without using AI right now.
mm.
After a few years from now, it's going to take their jobs if they don't use it.
Yeah.
So the best way to use AI or to hold it by the collar is to use it. So if you don't use it to your advantage, then it's a big mistake you're making.
Definitely,
Mm.
definitely. And you should know we are living in an age of technology. So just go with it. Use it to your
Mm.
advantage and yeah, make the most out of it.
Yes. And what do you think of people who use their AI to write posts, to comment? I've seen some comments. I can really tell that no, this post doesn't sound human. You
So in using
mostly
AI,
in most,
sorry, you
most
said
okay, sorry, mostly in comments, you can see that no, this comment is no. I don't know what people do or what advantage do they get from getting the AI, I mean the artificial intelligence to answer on their behalf on a comment section or even on a post. I don't know. Unless maybe if you are using it to refine.
no, you can actually see that this comment has been
Mm,
written with AI. So we shouldn't lose our authenticity.
mm,
Like in the process of using AI,
mm,
remain yourself. Even in writing, you can see when it's AI generated, there's a
mm,
difference. Someone has input information
mm,
and then they've like written their whole story, and
Mm,
then maybe AI is just proofreading, and
mm.
then when someone just commands AI to
To
bring
do
out something,
something, yeah.
the authenticity there is
Yeah.
lost. Because we are humans, so
Mm,
we do respond to the human touch.
mm, mm,
Mm.
mm. Yeah, because I've
So
seen if you go on someone's post on a timeline, you'd see their old post before AI. It's different from what they're now posting. Even the type of writing. I think everyone has a tone when they
yes,
are writing. There's certain words that I tend to use mostly when I'm writing in English because.
definitely.
And then now you see the jargon now that there's you do. I don't know, man. This is not this person. I know this person. So I'm confused sometimes, like why people do that.
People should just remain authentic. So the power of storytelling is in your
Mm,
authenticity.
mhm,
It's in your originality. You should still remain you,
mhm.
and you should
Yeah.
still remain human. So don't also let AI breed laziness in you.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, because
mm.
it can breed laziness. I'm
Yeah.
always talking about, like, at work, I'm always sharing this with the ladies that I work with, to say, if you're writing a report, a month end report,
Mm.
don't just feed things into AI, because I can detect and see that, oh,
You get
this is
you.
AI.
Yes.
Yes, and
That.
sometimes AI actually mixes up things as well.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay, I think we are almost getting to a close. One thing that I always want to ask the guest, I want to make it a tradition. Uh, I know you read. That's one thing I know. I've never seen you reading, but I know you read. You read the kind of also post you post. You can see that the person reads. And do you have any book that you can recommend to people to read?
I've got quite a lot. There's the one that I recently reading, the one by Ralph Kadorure,
Mm,
where it's a purpose-driven book. He's unlocking the purpose within you. That
mm,
one I would highly recommend it to everyone.
mhm,
He's talking about how you actually discover your purpose.
mm,
He's bringing in different experiences from the different people in his circle.
mm.
That book is something else.
Really?
I've read so
So,
many books, and he's one Zimbabwean author. I would
mhm,
highly recommend. You
mm,
should go through that book. And then there's the one that's called Winning.
uh-huh,
It's written. I'm forgetting the author. I do forget authors. That one is also good for if you manage people, to understand people,
uh-huh.
and see how people do function. It's also a good read.
All right. Well, thank you very much for those. I think I will also write them here on so that people can be able to copy and see if they can find the books in stores or online. These days, it's also easy. Like we're talking about internet, it's easy. You can, but I
It
won't. Don't want to publicly endorse that. That what how people get books. So, but
all
it's
right.
nowadays it's easy to get books. If you are someone who also can even sometimes go on YouTube. I listened. No, I didn't read. I didn't read that. I listened to Strive Masiwa's book on YouTube. Someone was
Okay.
reading it. I listened to that book like when I'm at work, my headphones on. I do what I'm doing, and then I listen to a book.
And
But some people,
listening.
I know that some people they like hard copies and some people also like just reading. But I prefer both, depending on it depends with the situation. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, but
I want
mostly
the hard copy one. I want to touch the book.
you want
I
to
want to
touch them.
highlight it, write on it.
After you're done, you put it on the shelf.
Yes.
No, that is also good. Yeah, but me, I prefer listening because most of the times my work it requires me to be focusing on also on type. We type a
Oh,
lot, so
okay.
I don't have time to
All
hold the
right.
book, so I better listen to it. That's why I listen to podcasts a lot because it's easy.
Oh, okay. Okay. I hear you.
Yes. So any parting remarks to the youth and like to everyone because we ended up touching everyone, the boys, the girls, the women, the men. So what are your parting remarks?
All right. My parting remarks are, you don't need to lose your individuality for anything.
Yes.
You still need to remain you. You've got ambitions, you've got dreams.
Mm,
Work towards that. Everyone has their purpose. Everyone has a reason why they're on this earth,
mm,
and don't let that potential go and aid the riches that are already in the grave. We hear the grave is the richest place.
mm,
There's many people who died with a lot of
mm,
ideas, and
mm,
then there are people who think they will start when they are ready.
mm.
I always tell people to start.
Just start.
You never be ready,
Mm,
and don't hide. And I still need to plan. I still need to figure it out. Please, a lot of things that I've started and that have succeeded, I don't spend most of my time on planning and planning.
mm.
I spend much of my time on idea execution,
Yeah.
like executing the idea. So I'm one person who, when they think on an idea, they act on
Mm,
it. So I would want people to think on their ideas and act on it, even if two people attend, even if no one shows up. It's all right.
mm. Wow. So you heard it for yourself. You must just start. If you've got an idea, just execute and start.
Mm.
And also, I believe if you also need help, you can get in touch with Nicole Rumbumarara on Facebook and on WhatsApp. There's also a WhatsApp group that you guys can join, and also a website that you can go and subscribe to. I'm sure. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Not yet. I'm
Not
not.
yet.
I'm not so much of a video content person.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
I should start trying videos. I feel like videos need a lot of aesthetics.
Yeah. You say just start.
But yeah, I should just start.
Just that. So we can get in touch with her on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp groups, as well as
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Yes, as well as their website. I'll also put the links on the lower thirds there, so that you guys can check it out. So thank you so much, Romeo, for coming, for honoring the invitation. I'm humbled. I feel
Thank you
humbled.
so much for having me, and thank you for coping up with me changing the schedule and the like.
Or no, no problem. We have to get things done. We have to get things done. Thank you very much.